All right, so it's recording. Okay, so I'm like really excited about this. Like I said, Roxy's already made hers. She's like a star student. She's the reason why we're doing this. She came to me. I had actually not seen that Wednesday night Zoom where they kind of talked about this. I hadn't seen it, so I had no idea. And she kind of like showed me it, and I was like, I love that. That's such a cool idea. And then Megan did her live, and so we saw that. So I have mine like kind of like ready to be made. But I did mine a little different. So I want you guys to like do it however it feels good to you, because this is something that you're gonna look at. So like yours might not look the same as mine or Roxy's or Courtney's or Jennifer's. Like we can all put different things on them. But the main thing that you're gonna want to put on it is daily goals. Okay, so you want daily goals section that you can pull off your stickies. And then a monthly goals section. So you can put your monthly goals there. And then, you can do I am's, mine, or who I am in Christ, because I'm really trying to be focused on like what God says about me, and becoming attached to that. And then I put here God-sized dreams. You can do like your big dreams, your scary dreams, whatever. I put my God-sized dreams on there. And so what we're going to do is we're kind of just going to chat with you guys, and then we would love for you to unmute and talk. If you want to share maybe like what you're going to put on your board or whatever, we would love to have some interaction and really like get to like connect with each other as we're building this throughout. So Roxy, you want to start?
Yeah, I also on mine put tribe goals because Audrey has obviously hers is a big board, but mine's not as big. It's getting there. But I also put tribe goals. This is why we asked for the 5 colored sticky notes. But yeah, so I'm excited. So daily goals, all right. So me and Audrey were talking earlier, and these daily goals can literally be what works best for you. So of course, like like your IPAs and stuff like that, some of us are past that. Some of us are like IPAs are like we already know we have to do them, right? If you're like me, and who is it? Is it cutting out? Cutting out.
It's kind of glitchy.
Am I good?
It's kind of glitchy. I don't know what's going on. Satan doesn't want us to plan these things.
Is it? Am I okay, or do I need? Am I okay? Yes.
I don't know. I think it's like really lagging. I really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like I can hear you, but your face is frozen.
Oh well, now I can see your face.
Let me see your face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get on my
phone. Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk about daily goals while you're doing that. So like what she was saying is we kind of were talking earlier, and like sometimes your daily goals are going to are people unmuted? Let me mute everybody. I don't really know how to do this. Mute all. All right, Rox, you're gonna have to unmute yourself.
Okay, are we good now?
So much better.
Okay, it's probably my computer. It's like hecka old. Anyways, so did you want to go with the daily goals, or did you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna do it because the Wi-Fi was or whatever was happening.
Oh, okay. So on my daily goals list, I literally have like, so I'm really horrible with like putting opportunity stories up because I literally forget. So that is one of my daily goals. But also too, like our goals are obviously going to be different. So if you struggle with IPAs, put IPAs on your daily goal list, and like put the ones that you kind of struggle with, that you that you don't feel like you are up to like comfortable or confident in, right? So for me, it's like I literally, like I told you, I forget my opportunity story all the time. So I have to put it up there. And adding friends is another one that I always forget. So I put those up there. But then also too, I put like the stuff that kind of makes me uncomfortable, like getting in a getting reaching out to like a potential and doing a three-way like meeting, a Zoom or something with Audrey or whoever your upline is, right? That was one of mine. And then also another one of mine was like sell samples. So like 3 samples. I'm very specific when it comes to these goals because that's just who I am. And I feel like the more specific I am, the better the the better I get, like my mind focuses more on that. So those were daily goals. Did you have anything to add or?
No, I don't think I have anything to add, but whenever I do, like how I keep track of my IPAs, I have a dry erase board. I can actually send a picture of it into the chat when we get off here, but I have a dry erase board hanging in my office. And I kind of make just like a cross checklist thing for me to cross off as I'm going. And so like I have 4 boxes because if I want to interact on stories on Instagram 4 times, then I have 4 boxes. And so every time I do it for 5 minutes, I check off a box. So it kind of keeps my mind on set. And so this actually, you could do it the same thing with the stickies. So if you want to interact 4 times, have 4 stickies on top of each other and pull 1 off. So that way, you know, you've completed all of them, like as many rounds as you need to. Not every IPA you have to do more than 1 time. Like we all know that, right? Like we're not going to be posting on our timeline 5 times a day like we would interact 5 times a day. But it's like if we have sticky notes that say that, it's going to be so much easier. I mean, obviously you go through a ton of stickies, which is why I do a dry erase board, because hello, trying to keep the earth. I don't know. Like I just feel like it's a lot of paper. But if you wanted to try to do some type of thing for your IPAs and then do like on your daily goals, things that like stretch you out of your comfort zone, like every, other day, maybe put live on there and don't pull it off until you do it, and like keep it on your board. Don't take it off and don't cut yourself short. So while we're doing these, like this productivity, like it really does make you excited. So put things on there and make sure that you go pull them off. Like make it a non-negotiable that by the end of the day, like those daily goals are going to be completely gone, and that you're going to be able to sit down either at night or in the morning to write those new goals and just keep up with it. Because I think that it will make you guys excited to see yourself completing the tasks and pulling them off. There's just something about like a to-do list that just really does something for me. I don't know about y'all, but it really does something for me. So next we're going to go into monthly goals. Obviously, like we have 10 days left in this month. We're just now making this. So you want to say something? Go ahead.
I didn't want to cut you off.
Cut me off.
But for the daily goals too, I wanted to add on there because I've noticed that I have been strong in the IPAs and like, all the non-negotiables. My non-negotiable of taking care of myself was gone. I was like, oh, it's too late. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I got to do this. And I know a lot of us have kids. A lot of us have like full-time jobs. So I got these like little sticky note ones. They're not like pull tabs. I'm just going to cut them, but I'm going to add on there like 30 minutes of either reading a book, listening to a podcast, like 20 minutes of like, I just took a shower and self-tan for the first time, which is why I look like a flamingo over here. But adding that, because otherwise I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, oh, well, we had that call at 6 and then I had to do dinner and then we have this. And I would have just sat in here and waited and just continued to do IPAs while I waited, instead of, I was like, I got 45 minutes. Can I take a shower and self-tan and put some clothes on before it starts? And I feel like that's a big one, because in the mornings, I'm not ready to do self-development at 6:30 in the morning. Like, I don't want to read a book. I don't want to think. I don't want anybody to talk to me. Like, I just want to do my morning routine with our capsules and shakes. And then I want to like take her to school and then get into like the gym. And by the time I get home, there's no time to sit and quiet and anything. So it's just during the day at any point that I can get it. Make sure you have that on your list for your daily, like something for yourself, because otherwise you're going to be pouring into your business and not into yourself. And like they have to go together. That's what I had.
I love it. And I like too that you brought up, because for so long I always felt like I had to do self-development in the morning, like because you see everybody else like wake up and like they're reading their Bible and they're like pouring into themselves, and I'm like, trying so hard, but you guys, that's not me. I don't wake up and do that. Like I wake up and I know that I have to get a certain amount of things done before my kids wake up, or I'm not going to be able to complete those. And so that's what I do. And so you just figure out what works best for your schedule. Don't feel like you have to fit into some cookie cutter version. So yes, just put it on there. Make sure that you self-development and taking care of yourself, like even outside of like actual self-development, like you're a human, take care of yourself, like shower, breathe, drink some water. Those things are very important. So yes, good point. Monthly goals, we're gonna kind of, definitely put some things on here for finishing out this month, because this month ain't over. Like we still have 9 full days left, and big things have happened. I think it was like only like 10 days prior to last month when Roxy was at 1,800 in volume and she finished out 4K. Okay, so it is 1,000% possible. Big things can happen as long as we're being bold and like stepping out. So put your monthly goals on there. Look at them every day for the next 9 days and focus on that. Like don't give up because we're 9 days in. Don't start thinking about what your goals are for May. I just want you to still put your goals on there for April. And at the end of April, when April 30th comes, you can pull all of those off and we can put new ones on there. But don't give up yet. Okay. It's not time for that. And I think that a few of us have gotten to the point where it's like 9 days away, mental attacks and everything, and feeling like heavy and everything else. Like I have to be totally honest and tell you guys, like I have this past week, like I just felt like I was under constant attack. Like I didn't feel equipped. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like everyone was going faster than me, and I felt like I was getting so distracted with like the left and the right, and I had to go through my Facebook and delete a lot of people and mute a lot of people, and I had to get focused on what I'm doing and the things that are happening within our team, and not looking at what everybody else is doing, because it doesn't matter. Like their businesses are not affecting my life, so I don't need to worry about what's going on over there, and I just need to focus on what's going on here. And so if you're feeling that way, because I feel like I've gotten actually quite a few messages today from a handful of people on our team who are struggling. And so I just want you guys to know, like, it's totally freaking normal. I think a lot of times we feel worse about ourselves when we start feeling like that, because we're like, why am I feeling like this? Like, I don't want to feel like this, but it's just normal. And we just go through seasons, and it's what we do with it that matters, not the feeling. The feeling doesn't matter. Feelings come and go. It's sitting in it and allowing it to take over and allowing it to stop you in your tracks, because that's exactly what the enemy wants to do. When he attacks your mind and makes you feel less equipped, you start to push on the brakes. And that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted you to push on the brakes. That's why he's attacking you. He sees that your breakthrough is coming. And so I just want to remind you guys that it ain't over until like it's over. So don't put on the brakes. How you end a month is how you begin a month. And we still have like literally over a week, massive things have happened. Like, I know that, if you haven't enrolled and you haven't gotten to a certain point, you don't fully understand that, but it is true. And so I want you guys to dream. Like, I don't want you to settle for, don't sell yourself short as you're putting down your monthly goals. Okay. Does anybody want to share what they've written out for like daily or monthly so far, like on y'all's boards? I haven't written anything because I'm talking, but I don't know if anybody's like getting some stuff down. If you guys want to share it, we would love to know.
I am.
Oh, I would love to know what you're doing.
So today we signed up my husband as a promoter under my account. So one of my goals for the rest of the month, honestly, like besides getting to 4K, is to get to VIP 800 on his account. So I have that in my monthly goals. I've had a goal for this week to sell 5 samples, and I've sold 7, and I ran out. So we went ahead and ordered more. And so I think like for the next week, the rest of this week and next week, I want to sell like 10 more samples, and I want to get 2 customers signed up on my husband's account. And so I have that written under my weekly. And I agree with Christina with the self-development. Like I've been so bad about sitting down and actually taking that time for myself. And something that I've been doing just on a regular basis, basically since I started this, was like every morning getting up and washing my face and brushing my teeth and like putting on a little mascara and putting on real clothes instead of putting on like sweatpants and pajama pants, even though I am a stay-at-home mom, so it doesn't matter, I'm not going anywhere. But just doing that alone has helped a lot. And that doesn't seem like a lot. Like I'm not sitting down and reading a book, I'm not listening to a podcast or listening to a motivational speaker or anything like that, but just doing that. And then along with the 3 steps, taking your capsules and doing your shake and then putting on your DFT, but just doing that alone has been really helpful for me. But I really do want to start like fully doing self-development and actually sitting down and reading a book, because the podcast, I multitask too much, you know, like I do too much stuff and then I get distracted and I'm not really paying attention to it. But I agree, like Christina, with what you said. Do it at whatever time of day that you can, rather than trying to do it first thing in the morning. Cause like I am 21 weeks pregnant. I stay up till 10 o'clock and then I go to bed. And I cannot get myself to get up before my daughter does. When she gets up is when I get up, because you know what, in a couple of months, I'm going to be like begging for sleep. So I'm just going to enjoy it while I can and do my self-development and do my self-care whenever I can. So I really like that you pointed that out earlier. Because that's how I feel. I feel like I never put any time for myself. Like a couple months ago, I would forget to brush my teeth. And like, how basic is that, you know?
I do that still, so it's fine. I'll be like,
yeah.
did I brush my teeth today? But actually I started brushing them with the kids. Like even if I haven't had my shake yet, I'm like, okay, it might just taste nasty, but let's just do it that way we don't forget.
You know you're supposed to brush your teeth before you like eat something in the morning? That's what dentists say. That's
Really?
weird to me.
That's
Why
weird.
would I like not brush my teeth after I've had like my coffee or whatever in the morning? Like I don't want coffee breath, you know?
Shut that. I'm in the closet. My son found me.
Yes, I can tell. And then interactions. All of my IPAs, I'm usually really good at. Like I've been posting a business op and I've been following and unfollowing a bunch of like random people, but like actually physically interacting. The last couple of days, I've been severely lacking on that. Like I went from in like 4 days, 500 followers on Instagram to like 640 or something. So I'm doing good on that part, but actually physically interacting with all of those people I've been slacking on. So I have that on my like daily, just to remind me to do that as well. But that's all I have for now. I also put like part of my board, I'm going to have my daily, my weekly, and my monthly stickies here. And then I put a bunch of like affirmations and I ams and goals. Like I missed VIP 800, but I have on here that I am a 40K, like, cause I'm going to get there eventually. You know what I mean? And then I have my 5s list up here as well. My 5s for the products, 5s for the company, and 5 for branding as well. So that I have that to remind me on a day that if for some reason I didn't plan it out, I can look at this and be like, this is my why for the products today. This is my why for this company. And we're just going to talk about how like I'm a total nerd. Like, you know what I mean? So that I have that to remind me as well. So it's not just like the sticky notes, but also there's some stuff on here that's just going to stay on here just as motivation, and it's all like yellow and orange and happy because that's my favorite.
I love it. See, I love that. I love the creativity and like adding in like things that are for you, because this is for you. This isn't for everyone else. So like, I really like that. I like that you put that on there. That's a good idea for anybody who does struggle with like posting and stuff, like having those 5s lists where you can see them all the time. Like that's a really great idea. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
I don't have anything on mine, so I can't really share anything. The only thing I have is like this right here, and it's literally I ams. So like I said in the beginning, mine are going to be daily goals, monthly goals. I'm doing not everyone is religious, and that's totally fine. That's just my thing. And I don't want to push that on anybody, but that's what I'm putting on here because that's something that I'm trying to become more connected with. And so mine are all things that God says about me and like things that I should say. And so mine are, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm fully equipped for such a time as this. I'm practicing mustard seed size faith. I'm firmly rooted, built up, established in my faith, and overflowing with gratitude. I'm walking with purpose. And then I put hashtag purpose chaser because I'm listening to something that's fun. But that's all I have on mine because I haven't even went to like my dreams and stuff. So I'll have to share that with you guys when we're not like on here talking because I have to like sit and think about what I want to put on here. But does anybody else have anything on theirs that they want to share?
Okay, so I wanted to share this really fast with you guys. So I was reading in my Bible study. I am a self-development person, morning person. So hey, hi. I'm that mama. So anyways, I wanted to I'm gonna be paused probably because I'm reading it off my notes, but it says our lives are always moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts. What we think we shapes who we are. This is why it's so important to have those I ams, because when stuff starts hitting the fan, I'm not kidding. When Audrey came to me and she's like, "Are you ready to run?" I literally was getting someone had started a rumor about me in the family. I was literally eliminating toxic people out of my life during that, like the day before, and I was like, I'm not equipped. Like I literally was telling myself that. So when all that stuff happened and she said, "Are you ready to run?" I looked at my IMs and I was like, holy crap, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. And it's so important to me. For me, like I have it, like my bed is literally right in front of me. This is kind of like my area right here, and back here is where I have the board. So every morning I get up and I will read those to myself. I am a 12K leader. I am enough. I attract those who need what I have. I am aligned with my dreams. I am a magnet for purpose driven women. And I read those to myself, and when I have a crappy shitty day, like I literally will look at that and say, no, like God, even though it's really crappy right now and things feel like they're falling out of place, like God is literally aligning me with my dreams. And I have to remind myself that every day. So I really do truly think that it's important to read these to yourself every morning. And this is why we do them in the chats. And when you do them in the chats, don't just say them in the chats because you have to or feel forced to. I really want you to be saying them to yourselves. So anyways, that's what I have for that. So does anybody want to share what their IMs are?
You're literally able to unmute. I don't have to do it for you. So if you want to speak, just do it. This is such an awkward recording. People are gonna just have to watch us just sit here and talk. Like I hate recording. I really seriously hate it. Like if you really
I'll do some of mine.
that's fine.
I'll do some of mine. I have on here that I'm an amazing mother. That's something I've always wanted to be a mom, like since I was a literal baby. Like I was in the daycare, going into the nursery, trying to take care of other people's babies, like when I was a toddler. So I've always wanted to be a mom. And since becoming a mom, for some of y'all may know, in the first year of my daughter's life, she was born February of 2020. I had an emergency C-section. My birth plan was out the window. It was completely it was traumatic. And then COVID hit when she was a month old and we were in lockdown. I didn't get to see my family or my parents, my mom and my sister. They didn't get to come around. And so it's really important to me to like remind myself that I am enough for her and for this new baby. So I have that on there every single day. I tell myself that, or I write it down in my journal. I have that I am confident, because that's something that I have always lacked on. And I think it's important to remind yourself, and that I'm strong. I also have like, I am 4K, I am 12K, and I am 40K, because you know what, eventually I am going to be. So I'm going to write it down. I'm going to speak it into the universe so that it's already out there. I'm a great wife. I also have on here, it's not an I am, but it's with my I ams. And it's just a reminder. It says, be the energy you want to attract. I'm like super big into whether for you it's prayer or manifestation or whatever, what you put out into the universe comes back. And so I have that on there as a reminder as well.
I love them. I like feel so awkward right now. So I'm like in the closet. Like I feel like I don't know. I look like
I feel like mine are a little different. They're not just business, because I feel like with mine, like to work my business, I have to have my mind right. If I don't, I just disappear. So like mine, especially right now, like I just threw that dream board that I started on the floor because I ripped it and I cannot handle that. But I am not a prisoner of like my OCD. Like I am stronger than that. I am capable of doing these things even when I think I cannot. Like those are the things that I'm going to write down. Like I do believe that I am strong and I am capable of this business, but I also know that I am capable of sabotaging it if I don't write those things down. Like I am stronger than that. I am stronger than what my mind thinks when I see like in our chats, like people running and doing good. Like that can get to you even though you don't realize it. And so those are mine. Those are just a little different, not just like I am going to be 12K or 40K. Like I'm going to keep showing up even when it's really, really hard. And I know we're doing this board, but I also have sticky notes all over my desk. Like I have one that says, I'm not meant to live a small life and neither are you. I'm going to do it. I'll find a motherfucking way. Sorry. No knight in shining armor is coming to get you. It's you. And then I've got them like literally everywhere. But so like they're all over my house like that because it's like I will convince myself of nothing. No reason to not show up, but I am sometimes it needs to be more of like a right now thing and not what's going to happen or what I'm capable of in the future. If that helps you guys.
Yeah, I like that because I struggle, like that's something that I was really struggling with over the past week. Like I told you guys, I got into my head and I saw, some people that have, same thing. I'm just like all of you guys. It doesn't matter what rank you're at, how far you go, how high your volume is, how much your paychecks are, like you still have that, where you can get attacked in your mind and see other people that have been in less than you, that are going further than you, that are going to be recognized on the stage and you're not, and things happen, you know what I mean? And things start to go into your mind, but it's like when with all of this, the self-development, the I ams, like all of those, that's why we do those things. Because when we start to feel that way, like it's not a prevention. Like it's never going to make it to where it doesn't happen, but it makes it to where you can get through that season a lot more easier than if you didn't have that at all. If you weren't doing that at all and you're not, growing your mind and you're not, telling yourself what you're going to be. And like Christina said, it doesn't have to be who you're going to be, in a year from now or even a month from now. It's who you are today. What are you dealing with today that you need to remember? Like you need to remember that you're good enough, that like, it doesn't matter, if your volume is less than Sheila's. Who cares about Sheila? Like your volume affects your life. I always say the most random names. But seriously, like we just have to we have to remember that. I hate that, like it's something that I've been personally struggling with. It's something that I actually like really get mad at myself for. But then I have to remember like it's actually a kind of a good thing that I struggle with it, because I can actually help you guys go through it too, because it's not something that you're immune to. Everyone's you're gonna go through it at some point, and you might actually go through it at every single level. When you're, before you're going to 4K, you'll see people hit 4K before you and you'll wonder why. You'll wonder what was it about me? Like, why not me?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit that, and then then you have to go over the next hump. Then you're trying to figure out why that girl went 12K and you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a constant thing, and we're never gonna get it to go away. It's something that we just have to learn to work with, and not try to get it to go away. It's something that we have to learn how to almost like work. I don't know how to like say it, but like we have to learn to enjoy that part of the process too. As much as it sucks, like it develops us, And then when we look back and when we finally do get to that thing that we've been saying, like, why is everybody else doing this before me? Why am I not doing this? And when you finally get there, you're going to be like, it makes so much sense why I didn't get there before. It makes so much sense why my journey needed to look like this. I was actually telling Roxy last night. I was up in the middle of the night. This is super random, but like I was awake at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep. So what I do when I can't sleep is I make content. So I take all pictures and I start creating stories and stuff. And so that's what I was doing. And I had actually went into my story archives on Instagram and went to last year at this time. And so last year at this time is when we hit 40K for the first time. And I was looking and I literally got chills and like was teary-eyed in the middle of the night, like 2:30 in the morning as I was going through and I was reliving this emotion and how it felt because I kind of forgot, to be honest. Like it's been a year and I kind of forgot how it felt in that moment. On the 8th of last month, we were at 17,000 on the 8th. Okay. I was just like, as I was looking at, I kind of forgot how it built last year until I went through and relived it. But I lost that. Like our team fell apart. The people that like, I think there's only 2 people on this Zoom that were with me when that happened last year. Only 2. So, I mean, that's a big deal. Like our team just fell apart. I fell apart. It was just a big mess. But I needed that season to happen because now we regained it 10 months later, right? We just hit 40K last month, 10 times stronger. You know what I mean? This team is 10 times stronger than it was before. The people that are in here now, they are like committed and excited, right? And it's not something that I feel like I have to worry about falling apart again. And that I needed to have that happen because my ego was getting so big when we walked into that. When I watched that volume grow, I started to be like, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. And I stopped being grateful for what it was. It almost just felt like I was supposed to happen and that was supposed to be a thing. And then I felt like, okay, like God needed to knock me off so I could realize that it wasn't all me. Like it was not me. Like I needed every single person that was there. And that was very apparent when a lot of people walked away and I lost all of that. It wasn't me. And that's what I've gained from that whole thing. Now looking back is that's what I had to learn over that time is that, this is a team effort. Like, yes, this is, I can say it's my team or whatever, but this is our team. This is our tribe. And I'm so thankful for like all of that stuff. I don't know why I'm even talking about that, but that's what happened to me in the middle of the night last night. So
it literally brings up like last year at this time, now that I'm thinking about it, last year at this time, my monthly goal was to get 2 customers so that I can get my free product. And now my goal on my monthly is 12K. Like how does that, whose life is this now? Last year I was just fighting to get my freaking auto ship so that I didn't have to pay. And now I'm fighting for a 12K bonus. Like what? So yeah, so don't give up on your guys' self, please don't. So anyways, did we do scary goals yet? God,
no, but cover it because we got 2 minutes. It's gonna cut us off.
Okay, so scary goals. So these are the goals that you literally that literally make you cringe. Like you don't know how you're gonna get here, but you're gonna get there because you're amazing, first of all. But these are like really scary goals. Like for me, my goal is to replace my husband's income. That's $4,000 a month that I have to replace. So that's one of my goals. And another one is like traveling for free because of Lavelle. That was one of them. And then just like taking my kids to Disneyland. That's always one because they haven't been on any type of trips like this huge before. And so that is like that's a dream for us, right? So those are like huge goals that I want you to do, to think about. And then do we have to, how long do we have?
That's less than a minute. It's not even counting down anymore. It's probably just gonna cut us off. We're about to just go away.
Okay, well, there you have it. We can post them in the in the team chat so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what we have. And I would love to see all of your guys in the
Yeah,
team
when
chat.
you're done, post them. Like send them in the chat so that we can see them and we can share them with each other, because that'll be fun for us to all see how they come out. So, well, I'm sorry that I don't pay for this Zoom. I think I should probably just stop being such a cheapo and pay for $15 a month. It's probably something I'll do soon so we don't have to get cut off on things. But thank you guys so much for taking your time out and like hopping on here. I hope that this like helped you figure out, you know, some things on your end, and I can't wait to see everybody's stuff. And I know this is going to cut me off, so I'm just going to stop talking now. But I love you guys, and I can't wait to see everybody's stuff in the chat. I'll talk to you guys later.